I find this okay fascinating, but if you listen to the crowd, you can feel how much is packed into this one little...
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back. In true YouTube fashion, let's crack open a drink. Italian lemon soda with real lemon pulp. Not like Sprite, that's for sure. But anyway, let's do a video. Okay is a short word. 4 letters, or maybe 2 depending on how you spell it. But it is possibly the #1 word in the world.
OJ like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
And a few years ago, people were laughing at you. Now, not so much. Okay.
It's a short word with a long definition, and it is probably the closest English comes to Chinese, because intonation is everything.
Okay.
I want to show you the finer points of these ubiquitous 4 letters, or 2 depending on how you spell it. I want, by the end of this video, for you to be able to use okay without overusing okay. Okay? That way you get the most out of one of the world's most popular words. Stay tuned. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. Be right back. So in reading up on this extremely popular word, okay, it seems to be an American invention, but the exact origin story is somewhat mysterious. Or at the very least, it's not totally filled in. Meanwhile, in our modern world, okay is said to be the most widely understood and most frequently spoken word in the world. The most. If you're thinking, I have no idea how that could possibly be the case, aren't there a billion people who speak Chinese? Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, a lot of people speak English as a second language. It's kind of the new lingua franca, or lingua franca. Okay is ubiquitous. I wasn't kidding when I said that. Ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Everyone uses it. It's for people who are good at the language. It's for people who are very, very new to the language. It's for everyone. It can be very, very low level or very, very high level. For a 4-letter word, or a 2-letter word, depending on how you spell it, that is pretty powerful. Now, what does it mean? No. Back up. Which is the correct spelling? 4 letters or 2 letters? No. I want to know where it comes from first of all. First of all, where does it come from? What's the origin story? Not to worry, my eager friends, we can answer all 3 of these questions in one fell swoop. No one knows who the first person was to actually utter the 2 syllables, okay. But it is well documented that the first time that it appears in print is in Boston on March 23rd, 1839. And the running theory here is that okay came from this usage. And at that time, there was a trend, kind of a running joke, to intentionally misspell words. In this case, all correct. All correct being spelled with A and C, but because English is not a properly phonetic language, it could sound like O and K. Okay. The earliest written account of the word okay actually appears in exactly such a context. Such a sense of humor they had at this time in 1839. What kind of a joke? Okay. So, just to give you a little bit more context when this was, the patent for the steam shovel was filed in the same spring, and the first telegraph line was connected for commercial use in England that summer, 1839. So we have this thing called the Ngram viewer. It's a Google tool where you can actually see word use over time, and okay has just skyrocketed since the 1970s. And the reason for that is, in my personal opinion, kind of obvious, although I haven't actually found any research to back this up or anything, but just computer use has made it so that everyone says okay because of that input, okay. It's either cancel or okay in English. And then I honestly think in a lot of languages, they just throw okay in as well, because it's like, I mean, it's 2 letters Who cares? So what does it mean? Well, it seems to mean all correct in a funny kind of way. I guess it was their version of hipster irony back in the day. What's the correct way to spell it? Well, if we check out this graph again from Google, it looks like OK was the right way to spell it up until the 70s, where actually spelling it out seemed to gain some popularity, but technically the original was just the letters. So I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to be original, or do you want to just turn it into a word where you spell it out and make it a little bit more phonetic instead of being two letters? Personally, I always end up spelling it with the AY, but I am starting to find from making this video that that's totally redundant. The origin seemed to have started as a joke. And not a bad joke if you ask me. I like that kind of stuff. It's like an inside joke. It's a good one. But it's not a joke anymore. This word has taken over the world. And it's done all that with only 2 letters. Or 1 sometimes, depending on how you spell it. Now, I know I said it means all correct. And according to the leading theory, at least on the internet, that is what it seems to mean. And if you do your own interpretation on that article from 1839, you probably come to the same conclusion. Still, that was just at its inception. This word has taken on a life of its own, and nowadays, it has so many meanings, you could get lost in there. Like I said at the top of the show, the word okay is probably the place in English where you come closest to Chinese because intonation is so important. All these different meanings ultimately come down to body language, other forms of nonverbal communication, and especially intonation. So let's go through the list of these very many definitions. Just fine. Not to be confused with fine. Sure. All right. Good. Bad. Yes, please. Go ahead. If you say so. What do you want from me? And it could even mean, if that's what you want to do, brother, you go right ahead and do that. I'm not going to stop you, even if you are going down the path of self-destruction. You're your own person. You make your own decisions. Stubborn jackass.
Okay.
How was that hotel? You said they got mixed reviews online. It was actually okay. Let's just do it that way. It doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Do you mind if we swing by the library? I have a book I need to drop off. Okay, sure. Let's go. Okay, that's no big deal. Do you think it'd be okay if we went surfing instead of skiing on vacation? Okay. It's all good. It's all good. We have to start practice early today at 5. Okay, works for me. I have a date tonight. The flight was canceled. We're going to miss the show. Okay. So, we're not getting the money back for those tickets. Do you want me to give you a ride? I can drop you off. It's right on my way. Okay, thank you. I understand your trepidation, but I'm going for it. Okay. Don't hold back. No, I actually really think I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, we don't actually have a policy for this, but you do it differently than everyone else did it / does it, if you will. Okay, so is it something like an unwritten rule? Okay, that's definitely how I would answer that one. Okay. And? Oh my god. That's too real, I'm sorry. It's almost like the whole sentence that you're saying is built into the intonation of the okay. Alright, so after having edited this video, there are a couple things I still definitely want to mention. You can probably tell I can go on and on about this, but what I really would like to end on, and I could make another video if you want more explanations about the difference between fine and just fine. What I really wanted to go into just the end here, because we're running out of time, I really want to address Elon Musk's okay that I showed at the beginning of the video. I find this okay fascinating, and I'm a native English speaker. It's not like I don't understand what's going on here, but if you listen to the crowd, you can feel how much is packed into this one little...
Okay.
And the way he's just accepting this compliment, and the way everything is all tied into the way he says it, and the way he pauses and waits and says, yes, you're right, I'm right. Funny, but so real. Where else do you see something like this? It's really the situation where someone was kind of, you're getting a compliment and it's almost like you're supposed to be a little bit more grateful, but you're waiting for the compliment to finish because there's more to say. The compliment didn't include quite everything. And so you're going to let them continue.
I mean, you started Tesla with the goal of persuading the world that electrification was the future of cars.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, people were laughing at you. Now, not so much. I mean,
Okay.
well, I mean,
Go on, please. And I didn't want to leave out Jay-Z's okay either, because both of these really inspired the video where you can pack so much meaning into just 2 little syllables, mainly with the intonation. So O.J. Simpson, if you want to learn more about him, there's a cool Netflix documentary, kind of documentary but drama thing. It was like a reenactment. You can check that out. It's about O.J. But the story being that he was so famous that he said, "I'm not black, I'm O.J." And Jay-Z's interpretation of this, which you can find out more about in a more in-depth interview with him, but he says essentially, look, if you want to ostracize yourself from your own community, you're free to do that. But we all know how that always turns out. So,
OJ like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
hope you liked the video. Hope you liked the editing. Hope you liked the content. And hopefully it was good enough quality. I think the audio is probably pretty good. I think it was a good video. I will probably hit the like button myself, but if you could also do that, that would be great. Thanks. The app right now is not on the App Store due to a domino effect, which was caused by moving house and not being able to update an agreement with Apple because the wrong address was on there. So had to go through this whole process of getting a notarized update to send in to some Chamber of Commerce, and then once I get that in, then I get that back, then I can give that to Apple, and then the app is live again. And there's a lot of new stuff coming on that front, so hope you're looking forward to it. I certainly am. You'll see me in the next video. Peace.